Hey everyone, it's RDub, also known as Outrageous Lemons, here for the second half of my 2.3.0 talk for before I get any experience using all of it. So this is all recorded before I get on Destiny and tested all the new changes. So these are my thoughts and comments on the weapon balance that happened. You can check out the subclass video. It's my previous video on my channel. Go check it out. It's fairly in-depth. I like to think I gave a decent amount of input on my thoughts and my feelings for how it affected the game. So to start off, hand cannons. So their initial accuracy has been increased, which is good. They really needed to have less phantom bullets. I've personally had experience with that because I loved using hand cannons in year 1, and in year 2 they just didn't feel like they landed shots they probably should have. And for the low range hand cannons, they've made it so that the accuracy drop is less severe because, oh my goodness, those things could not hit. You needed range perks on a hand cannon to make it viable. For example, I believe I had a Stolen Pride, but you either chose range or stability, and you had to choose range because you just could not land shots effectively if you did not have that range stat. So they still won't be able to contest with scout rifles, which is a really good thing, because at range at least, because they shouldn't be able to do that. The scout rifle should be powerful where its effective range is, and it is, so that is perfect. They increased the PvE damage a little bit for hand cannons, and that is a good thing because I felt like there were some enemies that really should have been one-shotted that weren't. It makes them a bit more viable in PvE, but again, each bullet kind of carries the risk of, if you miss it, you lose out on a lot more damage than if you miss, say, one pulse rifle bullet. Now, auto rifles, they touched the high rate of fire again. They brought down the damage by 6%, so that makes it so that things like, especially the Doctrine, do not melt people as fast, and they really had a lot of screen shake too. I do not think they affected that. There's nothing in the changes that says that. So they decreased the damage for the high rate of fire auto rifles, and this is a nice thing. I don't think they should have been the front runner in PvP, especially in trials. You'd see a lot of Doctrines all over the place. Just a brief thing about ammo economy. They changed the rate at which your ghost will pick up ammo for you in PvE, which is good. Not a big change, but it helps smoothen out the gameplay, in my opinion. Hawkmoon, they gave it a little stability reduction. They've been tweaking Hawkmoon a lot with all of the recent patches, all the patches I can remember at least. So they've just nerfed Hawkmoon stability very slightly, which I don't think is going to affect much, but it'll make it a little bit more of a balanced hand cannon, I guess. I didn't see a big problem with it, so I don't know what the reasoning behind that was. I guess it was amazing for a hand cannon. I guess with the changes to hand cannons to buff them, they needed to do this. A perk that affects all weapons you have is counterbalance. Well, most weapons. Most primaries, at least. So counterbalance, they've reduced the effectiveness by 10%, so it used to be a 90% recoil angle reduction instead of the 80% it is now. That's good. That also makes it so that the Doctrine with the deadly combo of counterbalance, with counterbalance on it, is less effective, which is a good thing. They did some bug fixing with the heavy exotics, and the big thing for snipers is the Defiance of Yasmin zoom has been increased to be the lowest, in line with the lowest zoom scopes now. It used to have a slightly lower zoom than all the low zoom scopes after they changed it in the patch previous to this. So they have changed the zoom. The reticle looks the same, so it's still unique in that aspect, and they also increased its inventory to compensate, and that is really interesting because I feel like that'll make it a more attractive choice in PvP when you're choosing that archetype of sniper rifle, because inventory is a slightly bigger concern now that they reduce sniper ammo so much, especially the 1000 yard. Still get killed by it a lot, so that's that. They go into details about how rangefinder impacts things, so it's a really interesting article that I encourage everyone to read up on. I read it and I found that I learned a lot about rangefinder, so that was good. And then that is pretty much it for the weapon updates. So they nerfed the high rate of fire auto rifles, they buffed hand cannons a little, they tweaked a few specific weapons, and changed one of the perks that was really dominating PvP, especially in the high rate of fire auto rifles. So yeah, overall I think this is a good change. It's going to help hopefully stabilize the changes they're making so they won't be as extreme. So hopefully now you can pick a gun and know at its effective range you can perform well, and you can outskill someone using something with the same effective range. It doesn't matter if it's a different archetype or whatever, but if you're better than them in skill, you should kill them. Hopefully everything's kind of working out to that level. I'm glad to see the changes. I am looking forward to seeing how hand cannons work now. I hope that they feel a bit better now, because I had real issues with them and I was disappointed beforehand. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the weapon tuning that they did in patch 2.3.0, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know how this goes. This is a video a bit different from what I've normally been doing on the channel, but I do like doing stuff like this where I talk about stuff and get into the stats and the details, and really go in depth and talk to you guys and see what you guys think as well. So let me know in the comments, let me know on PSN if you have me on PSN. Feel free to come talk to me, and leave a like if you like this style, because I can keep doing more of this style about different things. And if you guys want to know, just again leave comments, let me know what you guys want to see. My name has been Outrageous Lemons, also known as RDub, and I will see you guys in the next video. Meow.